What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Evelyn, and today I am bringing you my top 5 weirdest lesbian films. So sit back, enjoy the video, and as always, there will be spoilers, so proceed with caution.
So, what about you? Are you married? Oh, no, wait, no. Yes, you're right, because you're gay, right?
Yeah, you remembered, huh?
Mm-hmm. Of course I remembered.
Catfight is a bizarre black comedy about two former college friends turned arch enemies. Veronica is an alcoholic housewife whose husband hates her, and Ashley is a struggling artist whose girlfriend hates her. The two women randomly run into each other at an event, and not long after, fists begin to fly. As a black comedy, I expected Catfight to have a high level of satire, but not this high. When Ashley and Veronica get into a Peter versus the chicken style catfight, it's honestly so weird. It felt like I was watching a girl fight porn that never ended. And although none of the characters are likable, Ashley and her girlfriend Lisa are the most headache-inducing, bickering lesbians who treat each other with so much resentment, you wonder why they're even together in the first place. I'm pretty sure Catfight was going for a War of the Roses or the Duelist kind of vibe, but instead, it just ended up being more weird than anything.
When you first wake up after your mom shoots your dad, everything seems so normal. Of course I was sad, but I wasn't scared anymore.
Drool is a whimsical 2009 film about a housewife who, after falling in love with her next-door neighbor, accidentally, but kind of on purpose, kills her abusive husband. It's Weekend at Bernie's meets Thelma and Louise with the energy of a chaotic after-school special thrown in. But unlike Catfight, Drool's weirdness is actually a big part of its charm. Hidden beneath the film's strange and unpredictable events is a surprisingly sweet love story between the free-spirited Imogen and the timid Honora. And it's actually my favorite film on the list. Yes, Drool is silly and ridiculously over the top, but it still maintains its heart. You really end up caring about Imogen and Honora's badass kids, and you want them to have their happily ever after.
That be all? Just like your check?
Rita, you want something?
No, just the coffee.
Mulholland Drive is a pretentiously weird movie that tries to make you feel bad for not understanding it when it's unnecessarily complicated and makes little sense. It's a hallucinatory, confusing mess of a film about a young actress new to Hollywood and her relationship with a gorgeous amnesiac. And shout out to Laura Herring for making it on the list a second time. You never quite know what's real or a dream in this movie, and there are apparently no rules governing this nightmare world. Things just happen whether they're possible or not, and the movie feels like it's being weird for the sake of being weird, probably because it is. But perhaps the whole point of Mulholland Drive is to drive its audience as crazy as its characters, in which case, it definitely succeeds.
Não vamos estar perto de quem gosta da gente, né?
Do you love romance films?
Yep.
How about horror?
You're goddamn right.
And musicals?
What?
Well, you, my friend, are in for a treat, because Good Manners is all three. The Brazilian film is about the relationship between Anna, a wealthy pregnant woman, and Clara, a nurse she hires as a nanny for her unborn child. But the thing that makes Good Manners really weird isn't the mashing of genres, but the fact that it feels like you're watching 10 movies in one. There's Paul Blart Mall Cop, Teen Wolf, Rosemary's Baby, a little Les Mis, and a touch of Guardians of the Galaxy. Good Manners might be the most ambitious film I've ever watched, and even though it somehow manages to be both too long and too short, its weirdness feels more like a creative risk than a middle finger to the audience. The Duke of Burgundy has an art house / student film / I just dropped acid kind of vibe to it. It takes place in a small community of women scholars who all study butterflies and are lesbians, presumably. Evelyn and Cynthia are in a relationship and going through a bit of a rough patch, and that's literally the entire plot of the film. But despite how really weird this movie is, there's a compelling storyline underneath the excessive butterfly imagery, and things get more comprehensible as the film goes on. Eventually, you realize that what seemed like loosely related vignettes strung haphazardly together are a part of a larger and more significant narrative. Now, that's not to say this movie isn't weird as because it most definitely is, but it's also a fascinating examination of relationships and the things we do for love. Jack and Diane is about 2 teen girls, and one of them is a werewolf. That is it for the list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know in the comments, what's the weirdest lesbian film that you've ever watched? And before you go, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos just like this one, and I'll see you next time.